Hello student, this is the continuation of the previous chapter, chapter number 6. Destruction of Indian Trade and Industries, page number 33. The handlooms of India supplied textile to the market of Asia and Europe. Handlooms means हाथ से बनाया गया, manufactured by hand. They supplied textile to the markets of Asia and Europe. The traders from the European countries used to come to India to purchase commodities. Traders यानी व्यापारी व्यापारी लोग थे. They came from European countries to India to purchase commodities. The Indian made jute, silk, woolen and cotton textile were in high demand in the European markets. So which commodities were in high demand? किसकी मांग ज़्यादा थी? The jute, silk, woolen and cotton textile in the European market. The soft and delicate muslin of Dhaka was world famous. मसलिन ऑफ ढाका मलमल मसलिन यानी मलमल का कपड़ा वॉज वर्ल्ड फेमस पूरी दुनिया में फेमस था. अपार्ट फ्रॉम टेक्सटाइल कॉमोडिटीज सच एज सॉल्ट salt petre, sugar, etc. were exported in exchange of tremendous amount of bullion. Other commodities apart from textile के अलावा other commodities were salt, salt petre. Salt petre is a white powder used for making gunpowder. Sugar etc. were also exported in exchange of उसके बदले में क्या था? Tremendous amount of bullion. Bullion means gold and silver. Now turn your page, page number 34. The whole scenario changed as the British rule was implemented. But ये पूरा सीन था, पूरा दृश्य जो था scenario, it changed with the implementation of British rule. The flow of bullion got reverse. जो gold और silver का flow था वो reverse हो गया. In the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the British took 500 crore rupees as per today's standard only from Bengal during their rule. So when the Britishers were ruling, they took from Bengal, only from one place, Bengal, 500 crore rupees. आज के ज़माने से, आज के हिसाब से, just imagine the wealth the British would have accumulated from the whole country. And then you have to just imagine, सोचो that how much wealth Britishers have collected from the whole country. With the help of the raw materials produced in India and the money collected from India, the business and industries in England prospered. Now, whatever raw materials the Britishers produced in India, whatever raw material the Britishers took away from India, they produced the finished good and also they collected the money from India. Because of all this, the industries and business it prospered in England. इंग्लैंड में जो थी वो इंडस्ट्री बहुत प्रॉस्परस फलने फूलने लगी. देयर मिल्स स्टार्टेड प्रोग्रेसिंग. द क्लॉथ मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन इंग्लैंड was imported in India without levying any duty on it. Now, the cloth which was manufactured with the help of our raw material and our money, the cloth which was manufactured in England, imported in India without levying any duty on it. Whereas there were taxes up to 80% on the cloth manufactured in India. But the cloth which was manufactured in our own country with our own raw material tax was levied on that, and the tax was levied up to 80%. As a result, उसका क्या नतीजा आया? As a result, textile made in India become costlier in the Indian market itself. जो कपड़ा हमारे यहाँ बनता था वो महंगा हो गया, costlier in our market, in Indian market. The Indian handicraft and cottage industry could not withstand the competition and they could not sustain themselves. So what happened due to this? The Indian handicraft and cottage industry, handicraft means हस्तकला, and cottage industries they could not withstand, अपने आप को नहीं झेल पाए, competition में नहीं खड़ा कर पाए, and they could not sustain themselves, अपने आप को बचा नहीं पाए. Many skill-based industries of our country like textile industry, glass, paper, mineral, shipbuilding, etc. got ruined due to the policies of the British. And because of such policies, our textile industries, then glass industry, paper industry, like this many other industries, they got ruined. उसका नाश हो गया. Lakhs of skilled workers became unemployed. जो वर्कर थे काबिल कारीगर, स्किल्ड वर्कर्स, जो काबिल केपेबल वर्कर थे, वो बिकेम अनएम्प्लॉयड, वो बेकार हो गए. ग्रेजुअली द पुअर वर्कर्स ऑफ द रूरल एरियाज ऑफ इंडिया बिकेम पुअरर. और गांव के जो लोग थे, रूरल गांव के जो लोग थे, वो पहले से द पुअर वर्कर्स ऑफ रूरल बिकेम मोर पुअरर. वो गरीब थे और ज़्यादा गरीब हो गए. नाउ पेज नंबर 35. When William Bentinck came to India, liberal thinking was getting its stronghold in England. So, when all this was going on, at that time, William Bentinck came to India. And when he came to India, liberal thinking was getting in England. Udar Vicharsarni, liberal thinking. This way of thinking slowly reached India. The British rulers started taking interest in the lives of people of India. So now the Britishers, they were not only trading and doing business, but also started taking interest in the life of people. लोगों की ज़िंदगी में भी वो लोग इंटरेस्ट दिखाने लगे. Lord William Bentinck became quite popular in India by introducing few beneficial reforms. And then this William Bentinck, he became popular. How he became popular? By introducing few beneficial reforms. उन्होंने समाज सुधार के कुछ रिफॉर्म्स इंट्रोड्यूस किए, उसके कारण वो पॉपुलर हो गया. ड्यूरिंग हिज टाइम इंडियन स्टार्टेड गेटिंग जॉब्स इन कंपनीज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. द रिफॉर्म्स वॉज दैट द इंडियंस जो थे उनको जॉब नौकरियां मिल गई कंपनी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में. इंडियंस वर अलाउड टू यूज़ देयर मदर टंग इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. अपनी मातृभाषा मदर टंग में वो लोग कोर्ट में यूज़ कर सकते थे. राजा राम मोहन रॉय and other social reformers were constantly making effort to stop the evil practice of sati. Then another social reformer, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, with others, he made constant efforts, प्रयत्न जारी रखे to stop the evil practice of sati, सती प्रथा को बंद करने के लिए. Bentinck agreed to this effort. William Bentinck gave support to this and passed a law in 1829 to ban the practice of sati. And Bentinck supported Raja Ram Mohan Roy for removing the evil practice of sati, and at last a law was passed in 1829. During the time of William Bentinck, the English rulers tried to eradicate the social evils as per the will of the social reformers. Then when William Bentinck was there, the English rulers, they tried to eradicate, खत्म करने की कोशिश की, eradicate the social evils. जो बुराइयाँ थी समाज की उसको रिमूव करने के लिए, एडिक करने के लिए उन्होंने ट्राई किया. द ऑर्थोडॉक्स क्लास विटनेस दिस रिफॉर्म्स विथ सस्पिशंस, बट एट दैट टाइम व्हेन द सोशल रिफॉर्म्स वर गोइंग ऑन, द ऑर्थोडॉक्स क्लास जो रूढ़िवादी लोग थे वो सोचने लगे कि जो बदलाव हो रहे हैं उसको वो शक की निगाह से देखने लगे. सस्पिशियस, दे वर थिंकिंग सस्पिशियसली, शक की निगाह से देखने लगे. The company had passed a resolution to spend 1 lakh rupees every year on education, but it was not implemented. Then the company has passed a resolution, कायदा बनाया, पसार किया गया, to spend 1 lakh rupees on education, but this resolution was not implemented. उस अमल में नहीं आया. Finally, an education committee was formed during the time of Bentinck. And when the resolution was not passed, an education committee was made during the time. In the year 1834, Lord Macaulay thought of introducing English education in India. And then in 1834, another Britisher came named Lord Macaulay, and he thought of introducing English education. However, the educational method advocated by Macaulay would not benefit the youth. Now, whatever the educational method was implemented by Macaulay, it could not benefit the youth. जो यंगस्टर थे उनको कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं हुआ. Indians lost the advantage of acquiring the ancient knowledge and skills developed by their ancestors. So, the Indians, अपने जो लोग थे इंडिया के, खुद की पुरानी नॉलेज या कला से उसको पुरखों ने जो बनाया था, एंसेस्टर्स, उनके फोर फादर ने जो बनाया था, उसको वो डेवलप नहीं हुआ, उसका एडवांटेज नहीं मिला. सो इंडियंस लॉस द एडवांटेज ऑफ एक्वायरिंग द एंशंट नॉलेज एंड स्किल्स डेवलप्ड बाय देयर एंसेस्टर्स. द मेथड ऑफ ब्रिटिश एजुकेशन सिस्टम was opposed by a number of intellectuals, and Mahatma Gandhi called it as to give millions a knowledge of English is to enslave them. That by receiving English education, we have enslaved the nation. एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल जो विद्वानों थे, जो पढ़े लिखे लोग थे, उन्होंने अपोज किया, विरोध किया. एंड महात्मा गांधी सेड दैट द इंग्लिश नॉलेज, by giving English knowledge to millions of people, we are trying to enslave them. हम उन लोगों को गुलाम बना रहे हैं. And by receiving English education, and when we are receiving the English education, हम ले रहे हैं English education, we have enslaved the nation. पूरे देश को हमने गुलाम बना दिया. Later, 3 universities were established in 1857. The Britishers could get educated workforce due to the introduction of English education. Now, who was benefited by the introduction of English education? The Britishers. They could get एजुकेटेड वर्कफोर्स, पढ़े लिखे लोग काम करने के लिए मिल गए ब्रिटिशर्स को. अलॉन्ग साइड इट ऑल्सो डेवलप नेशनलिस्टिक थिंकिंग अमॉन्ग द एजुकेटेड इंडियंस. एंड उसके साथ राष्ट्रीय एकता, नेशनलिस्टिक थिंकिंग, पढ़े लिखे लोगों में राष्ट्रीय एकता की सोच डेवलप हुई अमॉन्ग द इंडियंस. मैनी मशीन्स वर इन्वेंटेड to facilitate the industries, transport and communications. Then machines were invented, and these machines were invented to give facility for industries, transport and communication. Considering the convenience in running administration and strategic importance for the military, the British introduced the railways in India. So, to कंसिडरिंग द कन्वीनियंस, सो ध्यान में रखते हुए, ब्रिटिशर्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए रनिंग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का काम करने में आसानी होगी, फॉर इट वॉज ईजी फॉर देम टू वर्क, दे इंट्रोड्यूस रेलवेज इन इंडिया. सो टेकिंग इन टू कंसिडरेशन ऑल दिस, द ब्रिटिशर्स इंट्रोड्यूस रेलवेज इन इंडिया. नाउ टर्न योर पेज नंबर 36. In order to maintain an effective control on the country and to exchange messages with the neighboring territories, modern methods of post and telegraphs were introduced. So, to maintain the control on the country, that is, in order to get effective control, एक अच्छे तरीके से कंट्रोल रखने के लिए with the neighboring territories, पड़ोसी क्षेत्र में मॉडर्न मेथड्स ऑफ पोस्ट एंड टेलीग्राफ वर इंट्रोड्यूस. मैसेज पहुंचाने के लिए पोस्ट एंड टेलीग्राफ वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड in 1854 CE. Printing press and circulation of newspaper grew alongside. Along with this, printing press and newspaper also started. These reforms were actually for the convenience of the British rule in India, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise for the growth of nationalism in India. So the reforms which were made by William Bentinck was for the convenience of the British rule. उनके फ़ायदे के लिए था, लेकिन what happened? It turned out to be a blessing in disguise for the growth of nationalism in India. But it turned to be a blessing. हमारे लिए वो आशीर्वाद रूप हो गया for the nationalism in India. The class that acquired the English education spearheaded the social reforms and nationalism in India. जो क्लास थी, जो उन्हें इंग्लिश की जानकारी थी, उन्होंने सामाजिक बदलाव और राष्ट्रीय भावना को बढ़ाया. बढ़ाया उन्होंने नेशनलिज्म इन इंडिया. सिंस दे वर फैमिलियर, दे सपोर्टेड. वाई दे सपोर्टेड द नेशनल इंग्लिश एजुकेशन? बिकॉज दे वर मोर फैमिलियर विद द contemporary development in the world around, because they know that the development which was taking place during that time in the whole world, it was in our favor. So that is why they supported it. The post and telegraph brought people closer, and with the introduction of post and telegraph, the people came closer with one another. So here we complete our chapter number 6. For homework, you have to write answers in your workbook.